Hi guys, hope you're well. Lots of people have been asking me recently about some exercises, stretches, mobility work to do if you're a keen golfer. So I just thought I'd do this video to help. So this is going to include some exercises that are going to be quite nice to consider doing before your round of golf or rounds of golf, and also something to consider doing on a regular basis to improve your golfing swing. So I'm going to use my pole here. You may want to use your golf club for the first one. What we want to do is, we know that obviously having a really strong golf swing requires power, strength and upper body strength, of course, and also agility. So we want to actually encourage movement, rotational movement through your torso, but not through the pelvis. Because obviously when you've got your golf swing, you want to keep the pelvis fairly steady and the rotation needs to come from your rib cage. And that's also going to help you not only improve your golfing swing, because you're going to have more flexibility in that area, so you'll be able to deliver a better golfing swing. It will also help protect your body from injury and aches and pains, because we don't want to start rocking and pulling the pelvis around in peculiar positions. We need to be thinking about doing it through the ribs, which is then going to help keep your body happy. And all of us want to work on our rotation, that movement around the rib cage and keeping the pelvis nice and steady. So enough talking, let me show you some exercises. So I'm going to use my pole. Like I said, you may want to use your golf club. I encourage you to do that, it's a great prop. So we're going to have the arms forward, and I'm just going to encourage you to press. So we're going to have the legs hip distance, feet flat on the floor, standing nice and tall, engaging through the core and lengthening slightly through the tailbone. Imagine your head's being pulled up towards the ceiling. So arms are extended, we're pressing onto our golf club or whatever prop you're doing to make that little bit of resistance. And all we're going to do is we're going to start to rotate. I'm going to stand this way, and we're going to start to just gently rotate to one side. Bring your golf club or your prop centre so it's facing forward, and then we rotate the other way. So it's a very small move to start with, and what you can do is, as you start to rotate, so the arm's going to be forward, the shoulders are down from the ears, we're lightly pressing onto our golf club. I'm going to rotate over to my left hand side, and I'm going to start just slightly bend my left elbow as I do that, and then I rotate back and looking over the right shoulder. We exhale, we come back to centre using your tummy muscles. It's not a huge movement, we go the other way. So as you start to take the arms around, slight bend of the elbow to encourage that movement through the shoulders, through the rib cage, and then we come back to centre and we rotate. And what we want to be really conscious of as you take that movement, I'm just letting go so I can clearly show you, is that your hips stay forward and the movement comes from the ribs. So as you take your rotation, the pelvis is not being pulled off and isn't starting to move. This movement we don't want to happen. It's really quite dangerous for your knee and not very good for your hip and your low back. And obviously, of course, if you think about your golfing swing, of course there'll be that little bit of movement through the pelvis. You want nice long hip flexors, but we want that rotation through the rib cage so you can safely articulate that move without the pelvis doing peculiar moves and people end up with knee pain, which is what I hear from people all the time. So another way to do it is to have your hands crossed over the body. I quite like this way. This will stop any sort of extra movement through the shoulders. We're standing nice and tall. Same thing. We're going to breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, looking over the left shoulder, but thinking about your hip bones, staying facing forward, and we just add that rotation. You'll feel it on this one more around the waistline muscles and maybe slightly in between your shoulder blades as well. Come back to centre, and then we go the other way. So we're not looking for a huge movement here, but you will feel it in your body. So as you start to rotate, we're going to stretch around the waist and encourage that rotational movement through the spine. So this is a really good thing to do before you go out on the golf course. I do this a couple of times. I'd maybe do a couple like this to start, and then a couple with your prop, if you feel comfortable to do that, with an extra bit of resistance. So pressing onto that golf club and then rotating, adding that slight elbow bend as you rotate back to centre, and then going the other way. It's a great thing to do regularly, but also effective before you go out on the golf course to warm up the spine and give you greater movement around the waist, which is going to really help you. So that's the first option, the first one. The other one that I'd like to encourage you to consider is to take your, hopefully you can see my legs all right. We're going to take the left leg forward and bring your right leg slightly behind you, slightly crossed, and just the toes pressing down. So hopefully you can see that. Hold on, let me just move the camera down a tiny bit in case that's not clear. So we've got the left leg is is forward, the right leg is behind us, and the toes are just crossing down. So you're crossed. This is similar to the position you would have for golfing. You're going to hinge then slightly forward. So we're hinged slightly forward, the weight is forward, crossing your hands. This is still rotation, it's going to build strength as well. So you're just going to rotate, look over the left shoulder, come back to centre, rotate the other way. It's going to build strength through that supporting leg. This will be a bit more challenging, but it's great programming, great conditioning for the golfer. So hopefully you can see that. All right, let me turn the other way. So the leg will be behind, the weight's forward. So back is flat, slightly stick the bottom up, and pull the belly button up. Rotate to the left, from the ribs, back to centre, rotate to the right. And then you'd obviously cross over to the other leg. So we do it the other side. So the left leg is in front. Left leg is in front. Apologies if you can't see that really clearly. The right leg, sorry, is in front. The left leg is behind, slightly crossed over. The weight is then slightly forward. So we're here. And then we cross the hands over. So we think about the movement coming, think about that golfing swing, think about the movement coming from the ribs as you just rotate. All you're going to do is rotate as far as you can, look over the shoulder, come back to centre, rebalance if you need to, and then we go the other way. And you'll definitely be able to rotate slightly further on one side to the other, that would be normal. Again, great thing to do before you set out for your day of golfing, and great thing to do regularly. It's going to really help you. You want agility, you want to have good balance to be a really well-performing golfer. So I'm going to show you one more actually in terms of agility. So the next one, which is really great, fantastic for helping to improve your balance. You want to have really good agility for that golf swing and be quite good at balancing on one leg to help you. So we're going to have the left leg forward, we're going to have the right leg behind us. We're going to extend the arms forward, palms pressing down as if you're pressing down through water. So we push down, engage through the core. And then what we're going to think about doing is just trying to lift that back leg off. You may only lift it a tiny bit, and then we lower and we stand tall, press the palms back. Start to lift, same leg. Now your supporting leg, press big toe, little toe and heel, press down. So as you start to lift, so it's really going to work that supporting leg, that's the one that's on the floor. It's going to help build strength and help you to just be better balanced for your golf. I haven't played much golf myself, but the training I've done for Pilates helps us to, we worked on lots of different, I've done a clinical training, and that helps us understand the body and what muscles work when we're doing what, and we covered things, football, cycling, golf, horse riding, in a lot of detail actually. So I am fairly well educated on the muscles that are used for golf, even though I wouldn't have a clue what a birdie is or a budgie or any of those things. So let's switch to the other side. So we're going to reach the toes back on the other side, the arms are forward. You're just going to start to gently press the arms forward as you reach through that back leg. Doesn't have to be a huge lift, and we're still trying to keep those hips facing down to the floor, so we don't start to turn the hips out as you take this move. And long term, we do this occasionally in our classes, is we want to try and get ourselves into that T-shaped position, and we bring ourselves back up. Let's do a couple more so we're even. And you can always use something to help you to balance, maybe do these exercises by a door or something to help you to balance. There's lots of things we can do to help improve the golf swing and just general golfing ability. Through Pilates practice, one of the biggest things is rotational movement. So that rotation from the rib cage, not with the pelvis, so not this, from the ribs, as I showed you earlier in this video. And then obviously balance, agility. One of the things to just consider doing before you start your day of golf is a nice side bend. So I'm going to kneel down just so it's easy for you to see, but you can definitely do this standing. We're just going to send one arm up, have it by the ear, and then we reach up and over. Get that nice stretch into the side of the waist. Bring yourself back up to your start position, and we go the other way. So feel free, as I said, to use these exercises to help you long term perform a bit better at golfing, or maybe just use them or remember them to just enjoy before you start your day of golf. So these can be done standing, it can be done seated, it can be done, of course, kneeling. So just getting that nice stretch into the side of the waist. So definitely do this before you go out on the golf course. If you can, try and add some of that rotational movements, as I said. And then if you get the opportunity, you know, a little bit of balance here and there is really going to help you. You might not want to do that in the changing room for your golf club, but it would definitely help you just to improve long term. So I hope that helps. Give it a try, let me know how you get on, and I can always do some more videos. Thanks very much.